threat of disaster is never pleasant.
Welcome to the Casual Preppers Podcast.
These safety measures are essential.
The only place for prepping, survival, and entertainment.
This will be your source of survival instructions and information. Every member of the family must be coached in the business of survival.
Here are your hosts, Cam and Kobe.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're talking about tips today.
Just the tip, baby.
Nah, that's all what people want. Just want those tips.
They just want our tips, Cam. What is it that we're talking about today?
We're talking about Bob's tips.
Bob tips, yeah. We are, really.
Yeah, so we figured we've talked about bug out bags, what to put in bug out bags. Why don't we talk about some tips is what we thought. Let's talk about tips of like making your bug out bag experience the best it could be.
I like that.
It almost sounds like Bob. Best it could be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Before we get to that, though, I got to tell you about BattleBox, Cameron. It is the monthly subscription box full of solid gear for adventure seekers, survivalists, outdoor enthusiasts, and casual preppers. Each month, BattleBox sends you the coolest selection of handpicked outdoor survival and everyday carry gear, all valued at far more than what you normally pay. You never know what's in the next box, but here's a sampling of what users received this month: the Silent XL Utility Faraday Bag. What? That's pretty rad.
Can't even see it. Can't even hear it.
How about the Barska Gladiator 10 to 30x 60 millimeter zoom binoculars? Gosh dang, you're going to be looking at stuff. Right?
30 times.
All this badassness starts at just $34.99 per month. They've shipped over 1 million boxes and won Best Subscription Box of 2020. Our listeners get a free knife. That's free, Cameron. When you sign up at trybattlebox.com/casualpreppers, get your first battle box plus a free knife when you sign up at trybattlebox.com/casualpreppers.
Listener reviews starts now.
I apologize for the voice. I sound a little hoarse.
Happy birthday, Dad. Is that your
yeah,
dad?
that was my It's my dad's birthday today. I was gonna say happy birthday, Dad.
Which one?
The only one I got. I only got one.
I only got one, Daddy.
Yeah, he's 63 today.
Wow.
Getting old, getting up there.
Same age as your height, right? Isn't that about what
He's about 6'3", and he's 63. That's right.
That's awesome.
I know. So happy birthday. Hope your wildest dreams come true, Pops.
Yes.
And I don't know. He's a character.
He's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
All right. How about a listener review?
Let's do it. Great podcast. The end.
That's a good one.
I was sitting on the toilet in JFK, and written on the wall was, "For a good time, listen to the Casual Preppers podcast." So I did, and I love it. Such an entertaining and informative show. Keep them coming.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's true. I hope it is.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
His name is Trump Tight. That's the name. Trump Tight.
Trump tight.
Yeah. If you guys want to be a part of this portion of the podcast, go to iTunes, go to Facebook, leave us a 5-star review. Make it awesome.
It's a mad, mad world.
Yeah, I know I kind of stole yours, Cam, but I thought even like if we both talked about this, that it's just too insane.
Yeah.
Right?
It really is. You go ahead.
Okay, well,
We had both, but I had a little something else to go with.
sure, yeah. So a ufologist claims to show 2 alien corpses to Mexico's Congress. This could only happen in the Mexican Congress, I think.
I agree.
So they were having some sort of a hearing in Mexico about UFOs and aliens, and like this dude just shows up with some aliens.
Look at that guy.
Look at the aliens I brought in these boxes.
Hold the phone. Look at this alien I got.
Yeah, I got 2. I almost had 1, but now I got 2. I got 2.
Not un, but dos.
Dos alienos.
Check it out.
Yeah, they are just like these crusty, dusty looking little models.
It's so funny, man. It's like
so stupid.
Like I like how they're like kind of cleaned, but
Yeah.
not cleaned.
If you look close, there's like dust in the little coffins. There's,
Yeah, it looks like brown sugar's been sprinkled on there. Made a little dirt.
they're little shoebox coffins that they're in.
Made from an Amazon box that
Yeah.
was shipped to him. He's like, "Cook
But
this all up.
they sort of resemble.
Put my blouse down, and then put the alien in it."
Sort of resemble like E.T.
It does. It looked like its head's all caved in, but it's so like it's so square.
Yeah,
Like
I know.
it's not like the body has like dehydrated and
No.
you can see bones. It's like It looks like it came out of a box at Toys R Us.
It has no teeth, they said. It honestly.
Well, we all knew that.
I was telling Cam about it today. I'm like, it looks like he was like on his way to this hearing, saw a pinata on the side of the road that was sort of alien shaped, grabbed a couple of them, threw a bunch of dust on it, put them in a box.
Well, a little too much dust.
I'm going to make these guys go, whoa, look at this. You know?
You want to touch it and take it easy.
Take it easy. This alien is mine. You guys can look, but do not touch it.
How about a 10,000 peso, huh?
Yeah. Muy bueno. Eliano.
It looks like
Senor.
almost a wood carving too. Like there's like little like divots in it, like it's been carved out of something.
Like maybe it's a marionette alien or something. And his legs are gonna dangle there, and he's gonna talk dirty about stuff. You know, alien things.
The thing that's weird too is it's like we got him from Peru.
Yeah,
like,
what did they say? It was
Mexico?
like 2016 or 2017. They're estimated to be 1,000 years old.
Easy.
These are super old alien bodies. Okay.
How old? Probably like 1,000 years old.
We estimate, me and my grandmother think it's about 1,000 years old.
My grandma.
I don't know.
Yeah.
My cousin took a look. He said about 1,500. I thought maybe 500. We get right in the middle, about 1,000.
Yeah.
1,000 years.
We try to remember them on Day of the
Yes.
Dead.
Dia de los Muertos de los Alienos, senor.
Do you want to buy them today?
$15 American. You can take them to your Congress and show them to the President Biden. I don't know.
Oh, man.
Anyways,
The
pretty
next
crazy.
cruise ship that comes in, they're like, you want to buy this too?
They're standing out as everybody's walking
Yeah.
into Ensenada to
I got
check
2
out.
aliens, huh?
Yeah.
Buy one, get one free.
This crazy. Never
Yeah.
before
They
seen
look
in the United
ridiculous.
States.
Highly encourage you to go look it up. Actually, I might even just post the picture today. I was going to. I'm like, I'll wait till after the podcast.
It just blows my mind. It's like this is like a real official thing.
Yeah.
Bring in the bodies. Bring them in.
Everybody keep your pants on. Here comes the bodies.
Pantalones on, senors.
Do not lose your blouses. Here they come.
This is gonna blow your blouse off, bro.
Blow your blouse Yeah.
This
so,
is gonna blow your blouse.
pretty funny.
These are not mummies, they said.
It's blow your blouse right off.
Be prepared for your blouse to get blown off, buddy. This is crazy. I don't
You know
these,
we not have these aliens since Easter's?
just like have they just like been holding on to him for a while?
I know.
Like why?
I know. They're like, we wait for the best event.
Yes. We feel like this is the right time to unveil these Peruvian 1,000-year-old aliens.
1,000. He's like simple number,
Yeah.
simple time frame.
1,000 years old, senor.
Don't touch them. They are 1,000 years old.
These are brittle. They are 1,000 years old. Don't touch. You sneeze over there, I'm going to kick you in the pantalones, huh? Don't sneeze.
Oh man. Yeah. So, other news.
Yeah.
Did you see that they using the new Webb telescope? They had located, with some super cool science, the exoplanet K2-18b.
Yeah, I heard some about
that
that.
they have detected. It has like methane in its atmosphere, and
methane in your atmosphere.
I guarantee it. It definitely looks like it's a planet with water because you wouldn't find those things in the atmosphere. So it's only 120 light years away.
Yeah.
So maybe one day we'll be on, K2-18b.
It's just a wormhole is all you need.
But I am excited with that new Webb telescope. They're starting to find some cool stuff.
Yeah, man. It's on the web, right?
Aliens, 1,000-year-old aliens.
1,000-year-old aliens with the web.
But it
cool.
says the presence of these carbon-bearing molecules, along with the scarcity of ammonia, could indicate an atmosphere rich with hydrogen that surrounds an ocean world.
Pretty cool.
Pretty dang cool.
Yeah. One of
So
these
one
Peruvian
day,
aliens
when we
came from there.
can't even get to Mars, but we're looking at 120 light years away. So you never know.
You got to dream.
never know.
You're going to dream big.
Yeah, you do.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So,
a good one. Okay. Well, let's talk about today's episode 20 bug out bag tips. So we're not going through like your bug out bag list of gear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're
Number
not
one.
like, number one, you gotta have a knife.
Countermeasures.
Yeah. We're talking about just some tips for as you're building it, while you're revamping it.
Yeah.
Every single year as you're going over stuff. Here's some tips to keep, like Cam said, make your bug out bag experience more pleasant.
Yeah, here we go. Let's talk about it. So first things first.
Yeah.
You could get a nice, colorful Jan Sport.
Yeah.
And call it your bug out bag. That's fine. I mean, having a bug out bag's better than not.
Yeah.
But you definitely want to consider what you might be using that bug out bag for.
Okay.
You know, bugging out.
Right.
You don't necessarily want to stand out. So that goes both ways. You don't want something that's bright, looks like, 1990s windbreaker type of like material. It's like
no wind could break us in the 90s.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
No.
No.
But they just stand out. So if you're going into the woods or you're trying to be, kind of gray man and stuff like that, not the best thing. I don't know. Maybe nowadays that would be more gray man. But you want to go with more neutral colors, something that's going to blend into both like the
Earthy
environment and into the forest or wherever you're going, and also not too tactical.
Yeah.
Like you don't want something that like looks like you just you just came in on a parachute
Your APC,
from the
like your
took off your Halo helmet.
Your unit
you know,
dropped you off accidentally
exactly
there, yeah.
Because people are going to look at that and be like, this dude knows what he's doing. Either they're going to not mess with you, which is good, or they're going to be like, I'm going to follow this guy.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing. So you want to go really neutral with the colors and design and everything like that. Because this bag's going to be used in a lot of different places. So neutral. Okay.
I like that.
Gender neutral.
That's
what we're doing.
Always. So there's always this, anytime I post something about my bug out bag, like on how heavy is that thing?
Really?
Do you even carry it? Like all the time. And I'm like, I have thought about this. I have put it on my back, but it is a consideration that you need to think about. You need to weigh your bag and you need to understand like how much weight can I carry? How much, you know what I mean? Because the whole thing is this is all dependent on the person. It's all dependent on the plan. It's all dependent on the bag. It's not like a one size fits all thing.
Exactly.
If you go online, you're going to see a lot of experts that say, look, your limit is 10 to 15% of your body weight. That's really what you got to do. But I'm like 10% of my body weight? Like I weigh like 155 pounds. I'm a little dude. Like I know I can carry more than 15 pounds, right? But it's just something you have to consider. And that kind of depends on how much you can handle personally, how in shape you are and all those types of things. But just actually weighing it and going, okay, this is how much it is. Let me take it out, try it out and see how it goes. You know what I mean? Okay, that was a little too much. I need to bring it down. But then the weight. You're like, okay, this is how much I can get in there. Then as you're putting new gear in or taking gear out, you're like, I have a couple of pounds or I've got to get rid of a couple of pounds. Just understanding that is huge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
When we went up that one time with the bug out bags and we hiked down to that cave.
Yeah.
That's when I realized I had too much gear.
There's too much stuff in there, right?
I had a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah. And it's just so nice to know because when you see a new piece of gear and you're like, I want that.
Yeah.
But you know that your bag's at its limit, then you have to consider how do I get it in there,
right?
Without overweighing myself, right? And then again, like I said, it depends on what your plan is. If you don't plan to hike for some reason, like you're just like, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah,
this bag is just to hold my stuff in the truck when I drive to this next place. Well, then maybe you can go overweight or whatever it is, but, depending on but again, best laid plans, we know that that's not always going to be the case, right? You may have to just throw that thing on your back and hoof it. So weigh your bag, understand the best weight for you for your bag and your plan.
Yeah, and I think that helps cut down on girth.
For sure.
You don't want to be packing around something with a lot of girth in it.
You don't.
But, like that's the thing is like the bag fits good on my shoulders, but the back end of it's sticking out like 25 feet. You can't crawl under a fence.
It makes you fall over because it's like the weight's all back there 3 or 4 feet. Yeah, and you can't get under a fence.
Yeah, you're all it's like it looks like a U-Haul because you've got like the mother's attic over your head.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, so along with that goes balancing your bag. So weight distribution makes a big difference in there. It's easy to just like throw all your stuff in. You're like, I'm just going to smash it all in there.
Yeah.
And you've got like really top heavy or something like that, or it's all sitting way towards the back of the back.
I need to
pack.
do some work on this because
Me
mine
too.
is
I
a
do
little
too. Because after
out of
like
balance.
looking through this, I was like, yeah, I have not set it up with the weight distribution in mind.
Balance is key, like Mr. Miyagi said.
Yeah, exactly. So balancing your center of gravity, prevents falls. It makes you more agile, and it helps your back.
That's the thing, man. Going for 3 days with a pack on that's unbalanced, that's too heavy.
It jacks your hips
You're
up. It
gonna
jacks
be
your
jacked.
feet up.
Everything's
everything.
gonna hurt.
Yeah,
Like
it's
every
surprising
orifice.
how bad.
It's gonna hurt. Your ears
Yeah.
are gonna hurt. Your fingers are gonna hurt. Like everything.
That 5 miles is gonna kick up.
It's really gonna kick
Start
in,
on
kick
fire.
up. Yeah, for sure.
So,
Athlete's foot.
yep, it's all gonna happen. Yeah,
Flaring
you,
up.
you get jock itch and everything.
Jock itch for sure.
It's crazy.
Bowels are all
That's
junked
guaranteed.
up.
That belt's gonna just push on those bowels.
I know.
Hernias
Oh yeah,
pop up all the time.
Gosh,
Pop out
afraid
all
of
the
that.
time.
I got my one side fixed, but my other's still all natural. I'm afraid, like in the apocalypse, someone like
know.
is gonna pop out.
It's like,
I'm like,
oh, your intestines are down by your knees.
we
You're
need to
like,
talk
"Oh, no."
about that one day. Like, what would you do in that situation? Just die?
Well, if it doesn't strangulate, you're fine.
Right.
But it's definitely going to be uncomfortable.
It's not gonna be fun, right?
Yeah.
Like, what could you do? I don't
Stick
even know.
some sticks down in there.
Yeah.
Keep it pushed
Hold
up
it
against
all
you.
in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hernia brace.
Yep. You probably want to pick one of those up and put it in your
a great
bug
idea.
out
Yeah.
bag. You never know.
For sure.
So, you can look there online. They have a lot of like kind of nice like pictures and stuff that you can see how people have packed their bags and stuff like that. But typically, you want to do the heaviest items closest to your spine, like right along that back plate. Whether it's you have an aluminum skeleton, exoskeleton type thing on your backpack frame, or if you're just a normal backpack, you're going to put that weight up front. So that that's typically some water, like a machete, whatever else you're carrying that's heavier. Put it up close and then start packing everything around it. The other thing too is, like I was saying, the frames do help with bug out bags, but thicker straps, lumbar padding. That's why you really want to invest in a better backpack that kind of helps distribute that weight equally, just in the way it's built.
Yeah, if
like,
you've never used a really nice backpack for this,
I never would have
You're
thought
missing
it made
out.
that big of a difference
Makes a
until we
huge
got those
huge difference. Yeah.
Eberly stock ones.
Yeah.
I wanted to say Edelbrock.
Edelbrock.
Man, I love that.
Yeah. Fuel distribution is great.
So nice. Big old air filter on the back.
Yeah.
And then the other thing with that is like cinch it up tight. Like get your straps, pull the pack up close to you. Make sure that has the chest strap and usually the waist strap. It makes a big difference.
Yeah, and if
for
it's
just
like,
keeping things secure and
if
not
it's
sliding
moving-
around and hurting your back.
Yeah, when it's sliding around, that's what it pulls you to one side or the other. It pushes you
It
forward,
just
pulls you
messes
back.
with you when you're really trying to hike and do things like that.
And then you get
So
that rubbing. That's when you get the rubbing.
no one loves a chafe.
No, chafing's bad.
So distribute the weight evenly through your pack and cinch it up tight. This is why you definitely got to, try your bag out.
Yes.
With it packed up and have weight in it. So
100%. It's also never a bad idea to make a list or some sort of a journal for your kits, especially for your bug out bag, right? Having a detailed list.
Dear journal.
Dear bug out bag
Backpack's
journal.
heavy today.
Yeah. I got some
Backpack's
chafing.
sad. Got a small tear in the bottom.
I'm going to have to fix that on my next day off. But having a detailed list of what's in your pack is always going to be a useful thing.
This is something I need to do.
I do
I
too,
haven't
man.
done it. I haven't listed every single thing because I add little things that I get.
Yeah.
Through the months, of
Yep.
we got this. That's a sweet item. I'm gonna throw it in my bug out bag, and I lose track of what's in there.
That's why I always have really good intentions. I did this at one point really early on. I had here's my list. This is what is in my pack. And then I start adding stuff. And then it's like 2 or 3 months down the road and I pulled stuff out and I put stuff in and I'm like, oh, this
You usually have
list,
duplicates or something.
This
you know
list
what I
doesn't
mean?
make any sense anymore. So I'm done.
Right.
So I haven't had it for like 5 years.
Yeah.
But it's so useful when you do have it, especially like for us, Cam. We're constantly every single month we're getting new gear.
We are.
And not
We're taking out. We're doing videos. And
Yeah.
we're
and we're like, oh, that's so much better than that one, so I'm going to switch it out. Oh, that's really good. Actually, blah, blah, blah. So knowing what you're putting in, knowing what you're pulling out. The hard part is when some sort of a situation, an actual emergency comes and you pull that pack out and you haven't consulted a list and you haven't gone through and put stuff back in that was in there before, or you know what I mean? And so now you're missing things and you haven't checked it, and now you're second guessing yourself at the last second. Did I put that back in? Is it not in there? That's why having an inventory list is really nice to have. It's just an extra check against, at that last minute emergency. I know I have my stuff.
It's like when you pack to go travel. I'm always constantly going over. I'm like, did I forget that? You don't know because you don't make a list. You don't have it checked. You don't know that it's in there. So
I'm such a huge list maker these days. I have it on my phone. I've got like 1,000 lists in there, different stuff.
I've actually started making tons of lists. I just got to refer back to them.
Ways to kill Kobe. What I hate about Kobe.
Yeah.
It's a long list.
Yeah.
Long list. But no,
problem is I don't check those lists all the time.
Yeah, you gotta
I make a lot of
cross-reference
lists,
them.
but I never go back to them.
Exactly. So keep a bag list, an inventory list for your kit. You're gonna thank
I think
us
that's
later.
honestly one of the most important that I need to do.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
Another thing is like it's easy to get super overwhelmed with like all the stuff that needs to go in there, and you can go online and you see like everybody has their own list.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, there's so many things that I could put in this bag and that I need to put in this bag. It gets overwhelming. But really, if you stick to the 5 C's of survivability rule,
Cam, casual.
Exactly. Actually, yeah. So, cutting, you need a knife in there. Combustion, you need something to start fire. Cordage, something to build shelter and tie up your kids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Container is for cooking, water, filtration, stuff like that. And cover.
Yeah.
So, more
I like
shelter. So, if you stick with those 5 things, most of what you'll need in a bug out bag is going to be covered. One thing that they don't really cover in there is like a FAC.
Food and water too is, I guess container
container for water. It, but they're not in there. So like looking at this 5 C's, I can understand why it kind of covers all the like gear outside of probably what you typically are going to throw in.
Right.
But the other things like FAC should be put in there. So maybe I'd add a 6th C that's care. FAC, hygiene, stuff like that.
Care.
Or C for Cameron. What would Cameron do?
What would Cameron do?
That's what I put.
Like
or what
that.
will Kobe do?
Oh, yeah. We could do Kobe as well.
We could have the 16 C's of survivability. Cam, Kobe.
Yeah. 1,000 C's for your bug out bag.
Right. The other thing is like looking at those essentials helps avoid building an inch bag.
Yeah.
That's what I end up doing all the time.
I do too.
Because I have the gear for it. Like we've we're lucky enough to get like a lot more gear than most people typically will buy. And so I'm like, I want it all in there. I'm like, I want to carry the hatchet, the trip line. Like I go over the top with it. And that's a big mistake that I often make.
Big mistake.
It's probably the biggest mistake I make.
Horrible mistake he's making.
Yeah. So what I need to do is like add all those things to my family's bag. So I get all the stuff I want that they're carrying for me.
Your wife opens her bag. It's like a trip line and a rabbit snare and
another pistol. Why?
Why is there a pistol in here?
I couldn't choose.
Why's your PC in here and a PlayStation? What's happening?
PlayStation was,
know.
Well, kids need entertainment.
Yeah, I
so do
figured
I.
they like it. I like that.
Yeah, the screen's over in Bennett's bag. You get that out of there.
Bennett has a power supply and
so and then like and we'll talk even more about this. We'll mention it a bunch of times through this list, but it's like this is a 72-hour kit that you're going to use quickly on the fly. It's not something that you're going to survive out in the wilderness, and we'll go into that a little more detail.
Right? Yeah.
Like survive for weeks on end,
Yep. So this, I think, is actually really a good idea. And I've tried to do this as much as I can. But organize your bag by grouping items or usage within the bag in another container thing. So here's the thing about a bug out bag. A bug out bag doesn't necessarily lend itself very well to like the open style duffel bags.
No.
Just like a big duffel bag, when you throw everything in there, it's like, well, I mean, I guess you're
what you've
getting
done your whole life.
Yeah, I guess you're getting your stuff and you're going, but one of the points of this bag is to have stuff ready and available and easy. And a duffel bag is the worst because it's just like a bunch of stuff laying
It's a
inside
huge,
there, right?
massive pocket.
Yeah, it's just kind of a mess, right? Using different types of organizers or purchasing a bag that is really compartmentalized is going to be the most efficient way for your bug out bag.
Yeah.
You know, you can use tins, you can use Ziploc bags, zipper pouches, anything else to help lump little mini kits together.
There's so many of them too, yeah.
Yeah, so like for example, obviously your first aid kit is very, very important. So having a way that you can actually just grab that kit and take it somewhere else is a great idea. You can do this with your water purification kit or your fire starting kit. You just have to kind of just think about what situation you might be in. It's just really nice. You have some sort of a medical emergency. You can grab that kit, go there and fix whatever needs to be fixed and handle it without going through 9,000 different things in your bag, right? I've done this with, like, I have a little
That
fire
would be
starting
nice
kit.
if, like, My Medic built a whole bug out bag because it's like everything's sealed in little pouches.
So nice,
you know?
yeah. Well, it's kind of similar to like the Rhino Ready pack.
Exactly. That
Everything is
such a good-
compartmentalized,
that's
and
such
that's
a good
that's one
example.
of the things I love about it. Like, I know it's
It's all
kind
labeled in its
Yeah.
pouch. Yeah.
It's overkill, but I have it. I have my Rhino Ready pack right next to my bug out bag. I'm like, I'm taking both of those things when I go, right? My wife will take one and I'll take the other one. Just because you open that thing up, it is very obvious where everything is, and when something happens, you pull that out, you go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it also helps you, like, making sure that your kits are complete within there, because like maybe you've got your fire starting stuff kind of everywhere. Like, oh, do I have a ferro rod in there? Oh, it's probably just under that
I just
stuff.
dumped the matches in mine.
I know. Like, it's probably just under that. Or no, like my lighter probably just fell down. No, like you can look inside your fire starting kit and you can see everything. You know it should be in there. So again, it's just helping you be more complete and helping things be more efficient and easier to get when you need it.
Yeah, I think that's a huge deal. Like, that's probably the only thing, and this is because I love to have all those little pockets. Like, my Eberly stock bag is awesome for, like, support, and it's got a big pocket, and it does have some individual little zipper things that I put stuff in.
Yeah.
But I wish it had more. But I would go over the top. Like, so it's hard. Like, for a good built bug out bag, like, you're probably going to have to make your own little compartment things.
And that's
like,
okay.
Own little Tupperware things to, like, separate everything.
And like, it doesn't have to be insanely complicated. Like, my fire starting kit is in a Ziploc bag.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it doesn't have to be complicated. And I can just grab that bag, pull it out. Yeah, it's not the most durable thing. Yeah, it's not the sweetest looking thing, but I could pull it out and I can start a fire and I put it back in and everything stays together.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, my Bowie knife's just wrapped up in a Walmart bag.
For sure. Yeah,
and
exactly.
Stuck. It's
Yeah,
hanging
no
out
sheath.
the side. I tied it on the
No
side.
sheath, right?
No.
Yeah.
I felt that way when we went camping. Remember, I reached back and
Oh, yeah.
slipped
Sliced
my
it.
thumb open.
Yep.
Yeah, because it
Happens.
slipped out of that. Anyway, the other thing when you're putting your bag together, you're looking at weight and you're keeping it organized, like pack by urgency as well.
Yeah.
Meaning, put the things that you're most likely to use when you either get to your location or in an emergency or you need to quickly get to. Like, put that stuff out on the, like, either in the pockets on the outside or at the top of your bag so that
like-
you can get right to it.
Butt wipes
Oh, yeah.
right on the outside.
Yeah.
Easy.
Exactly.
Thing.
Pepto,
Pepto.
it's like, I'm just
Pepto.
actually just going to have it, like, duct taped to the outside, so I just grab it.
You said you were maybe even going to do that, like with your, like a Pepto drip type thing where you just,
I'm just going to wear one of those beer things with
Yeah.
Pepto in them.
Yeah.
You know, the little
or,
beer hat.
or you can actually just mix your water in your camel pack with a little bit of
Just
Pepto.
dilute a little
So you're
Pepto in
just
there.
always getting a little
a
bit of
great
that as you
idea.
go. That's a tip
Run a
for you
little
there.
Pepto.
There's a tip for you
yeah.
right there.
You got a
Plus-
freebie there.
Plus, you get the little peppermint taste. And
I love
everything.
the taste.
Oh gosh,
the taste the best.
dang.
Just swish your mouth, like
Ugh.
breath freshener for sure.
Yes, sir.
Gut freshener and breath freshener.
Butt freshener.
So, but packing by urgency, just allows you to not dig everything out of your bag
Yeah.
when you need to go start a fire. I've done that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, where are my typhoon matches?
Yep.
At the very bottom.
Yeah.
Like underneath all my clothes
Underneath
and everything. I'm like, gosh
socks.
dang it.
Yeah. Extra
then
pairs of underwear.
You pull all that stuff out and you're guaranteed to lose something.
Yeah.
Like multi-tool is going to fall out and you're not going to see it or something
How many
like
times
that.
have we done that out and about? Drop stuff and it's gone.
Yeah. Whoever, like, people should just look for our trucks, take a metal detector after we're there, and they'll find some nice
You
gear.
could have built 3 or 4 bug out bags in the last few
We
years.
usually just leave our bug out bags. Well, we've got another one.
We're just going to lose it anyways. Let's go get another one.
Just, like, put the backpack on upside down and let it all dump out as you're walking back to the truck. I at least know this area has
Breadcrumbs.
knives somewhere. Breadcrumbs, yeah. So, but like water, knife, your first aid kit, and fire things, those are the most readily like accessible in my bag. Like those are things I'm going to get to first. Bedding, tools, like shelter stuff, that's kind of deeper in my bag.
Deep.
I bury that down in there. And then that's again why like the organized pouches can really help with this, because you can have those little like use that MOLLE webbing on the outside to attach those little especially the med kit. That's probably the best example of something that is not buried deep in your bag. You can cut your finger open on the way to wherever you're going.
Yeah.
And it's right there. So
yes, like my bag has like an external med kit pouch basically that's attached to it, right?
Yeah.
Just down there on the
I
bottom.
think
So
it's
so
in
nice.
a 3V gear. It's called the Nautilus bag.
I don't know.
But that whole additional
that's
pouch
right.
on the back, that's the one I have all my med stuff
That's the
in.
Paratus, wasn't it?
That's what it was.
It was the Paratus, yeah. That's just so nice. And again,
What
like
did I call it?
Nautilus?
Nautilus.
Isn't that like a ship for
It is, yeah.
something?
Submersible.
It's submersible. But like packing by urgency, this also helps with the previous one, grouping your things in like kits and bags, because it's so much easier to get to things that's more urgent, right?
Right.
Going through your bag where everything's just loosey-goosey is just a freaking mess, right? So
Just stick your hand in there and got my finger in Cam's medicated
come out,
ointment.
you're burned, you're cut. It's like covered in food. It's like you pull out a sock. Yeah, it's not good.
Strike a match on the way out.
Yeah, it burns. Your whole bag is burned. Now,
No one wants that.
no. So here's a tip to think about. Leave some room
Yeah.
in this bag. So no matter the size of your pack, you don't want it bursting at the seams. So here's the thing. Here's a couple of reasons for you to think about leaving some room. You don't want it packed so tight that you can't get to everything without making a damn mess.
Exactly.
Because like if it's so packed tight that like you can't get your hand in there, you know what I mean? You can't do the thing and get your shoehorn hand down in there. That's too tight. Have you ever seen? Yeah, that too. That reminds me of the Seinfeld episode. They were talking about what they want their hands made out of, and Kramer's like, "I want shoehorn hands." Get his shoes on. He's so stupid. But so you don't want to pack so tight that you can't get to everything without making a mess. Also, you get that thing packed so tight, now you're putting undue pressure on the zippers and the seams.
Yeah.
And that's bad.
Yeah.
That's why there's
It's not a bad test, but it's not the way you want to do it.
It's not the way you want to do it.
I've popped some zippers.
Oh gosh, dang! I'll pop some zippies.
No one
Full
wants
show.
to blow a zipper out.
No, it's horrible.
Yeah.
It's not a good thing.
It
So
makes you super mad.
yeah. Also, overfilling your pack is going to make it less comfortable.
For sure.
It's not meant to be bursting at the seams.
No.
That's not how they're built.
Yeah. Like my backpack that I take to work has that zipper that kind of allows it to extend out.
Yeah.
When you're at that point,
Yeah.
like it's super uncomfortable. Like
Yeah.
all your weight's like,
Yeah.
It
You're
hurts.
falling backwards again,
Yeah.
like onto your heels.
yeah.
While you're out and about bugging out, you might actually come across some items that you want to get
Yeah.
and keep. Like, who knows?
Whittle stick.
A whittle stick. You're talking like a little one, as like a kid would say.
Little
or
one. Yeah.
Whittle
One that looks like a whittled stick.
Are you talking about a whittle
Oh,
stick?
it's a whittle stick.
Or one for whittling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we go camping, my kids like I can't tell you how many sticks that are shaped like guns end
yeah.
up in my truck. I'm like,
Constantly.
where did you get all these?
Yeah.
So you gotta have that.
I mostly just have bobby pins all over my truck.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah.
I had the truck for 2 weeks.
And you
bobby
know,
pins
like
everywhere.
as soon as you're having to bug out, your wife's gonna be like, I need this straightener and his blow dryer.
Uh-huh.
And it's gonna have to go in that empty space.
Right.
So
that's why I say, yeah, you might come across something that you want to throw in your pack as you're going. Maybe you kill a beaver on the way. You want to eat that later that night. You got to have a place to put it, right?
yeah, for sure.
Some beaver meat. You got to have
Maybe stay in a hotel.
Yeah.
Put the robe in there
Put the
and
robe
all the bathroom
everything.
stuff.
That's what we said when you go to the hotel. Start stealing everything. The sheets.
Yeah,
you know,
tuck them in there.
the phone cable.
Yeah,
Take
the
that
dry
with you.
cleaning
That's
bag.
cordage.
Put it in there.
Dry cleaning bag.
Yeah, the remote,
Batteries from the remote.
just the remote.
Just the remote. That's a projectile
Just
weapon.
clean the place out.
Yeah.
All the lights are gone.
yeah.
Sorry, I took all the bulbs.
Yeah.
Needed them.
The batteries from the smoke detector.
Yeah. All the bulbs are going to be crushed on the floor anyway.
I know.
For somebody coming in.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you doing here?
So if you feel like your pack is to that point where it's bursting at the seams, you got to do one of two things. You got to get a bigger bag, or you got to get less stuff.
Probably less stuff.
So do what you got to do. This is like your bag is finished when you can stop taking stuff away, not when you put the last thing in. It's when you take the last thing out.
For sure.
It's a lot like editing a movie, a film. That's the whole thing. It's like you got to whittle it down to the very least amount of content, and that's just like your bag.
Exactly like it. The next thing is another reason you need to organize and kind of put your stuff in individual pouches. You got to keep that thing quiet. Nothing like a bottle of aspirin when you're walking across walking up the mountains like.
Yeah. Oh, my Tic Tacs won't shut up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So take time to meticulously and ruthlessly go through your pack and make sure that it's silenced. It doesn't squeak, clank, rattle, battle, snaddle. Okay?
Or rattle. Yeah.
All those words. Mm-hmm. The biggest problem here is usually cookware. Like
my crock pot always makes so much noise. Shut up.
Yeah.
Air fryer banging against the crock pot back there.
Yeah, no one likes that stuff.
No.
But I know this is a bug out bag, and a lot of times you're not carrying cookware, but I usually have like a metal pot that I can cook in. Or I have a container that I can carry more water in and boil it. So I usually have like an aluminum one where I stuff in there like one of those pouches that's readily available water, and then I have a filter in there, and I usually have like the water filtration tabs and stuff. I just put it all in that one little bottle. Yeah. But that sucker, I'll tell you, it'll find any other metal in that bag.
Ding, 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 ding.
So
constantly,
even the like zipper, like part of the zipper will clank against the side. So this is something you got to learn by packing and repacking and making sure everything's kind of sealed up. A lot of times, some of those like small metal things, if they're not stored away in some pouch or pocket or something like that, like I usually wrap my clothes around some of it. So my socks, go try to put them on. I got knives in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Got fish tackle and stuff. But yeah, so keeping it as silent as possible is kind of tricky sometimes.
Yeah.
Remember when we were camping and your bag was like,
it sounded like the everlasting gobstopper maker. It did, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, and again, cinching everything down tight. Sometimes that means even like strapping or putting a little tape around some of that stuff inside your bag just to keep it silent is a good thing to do.
I like that. It's a good one. So, reading through some ideas.
You don't want to be like that guy. It's like on those, what the guy on like a Dances with Wolves has like that cart with like all of his food and stuff hanging off the side.
Not good.
No.
So, reading through some of the ideas on the internet, one of these I saw, which I thought was really interesting, that when we were talking about trying to keep the weight down in your pack, like this guy was like, look, you don't need it. Don't put water in your pack.
I know.
You can get it on the way. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
I would never do that.
I feel like that's horrible advice.
It is. I agree with that.
For me, you need to have water and food that are instantly ready to use. And so obviously the water is part of that. Yeah, a lot of people are like, you just take your soil filter, you're going to be fine. I'm like, well, that sounds fine and dandy until there's no water around.
Anywhere.
And you're in the Gobi Desert or something, Death Valley, wherever, and there's no water. What are you going to do? It's not worth it. So make sure to keep some water.
It adds weight, but it's going to save you a lot of time and probably your life.
You want to keep your life. So obviously, another part of this is obviously you want to have like a couple of freeze-dried meals or maybe an MRE in your pack, which they're fantastic and they're great for when you sit down and you can boil some water and you can make those things, but you have no idea what's going to happen in this 72 hours in this bug out. You might encounter some crazy stuff along your bug out route and your journey, and you might just have to continue to stay mobile all the time. And because of that, consider putting some food in your pack that can just be consumed without any cooking
Yeah.
or any heating up water, right? Whatever that is, whether if it's just like some granola bars or some beef jerky or just those plain old 5-year shelf life emergency food rations that you just eat that are kind of like a bar, you know what I mean? Because you don't know what's going to happen. You might not have the time to sit down and heat up some water and make your nutrient survival pack, right? So having a way, obviously, as well to purify water is crucial. You've got to have that, but you have to have actual physical water in your pack.
Yep, I agree.
So make sure to have both of those things.
Yep, I agree. Another thing you really need to have is a way to protect yourself from cybercrime.
Yeah.
We all carry phones. We're on the internet all day.
Yeah.
Doing whatever you want to do. But you're not protected. Just going on with your home computer, you're not. There's a way you can do and keep yourself safe online is just to get Surfshark VPN. I'm telling you, it's like the simplest way to protect yourself online, whether it be connecting to the public Wi-Fi at the airport or the library or just on your home computer. It's easy to use. The app will just connect you to a server, whether it be in another country or another state or whatever, and instantly your IP is protected and you don't have to worry about those weird emails that you open up that you're like, extend.
I'm falling for that again.
Yeah. They're not going to be able to track you. They're not going to be able to go back and and find you on the intranets because you're going through the Surfshark server. It's the only way you can really go online in gray man mode. So to get Surfshark, just go to their website, Surfshark/deals, right?
Surfshark.deals/
I lost that out of there.
You got to put that back in there.
.deals/casual preppers. If you go to their website, it always just brings up their thing and you can, you'll get a discount, but you want to use our code because it does give you 83% off. That gives you more than 2 years, 27 full months for less than $60. You're not going to find a better deal. The other thing I like the most about this is you can try it out, money back in 30 days if you don't like it. And then the other thing is it will allow you to connect any of your devices with Surfshark. You don't have a limit.
Yeah.
So for less than $60, it's the only way to do it.
I agree.
Surfshark.deals/casual preppers.
You got it.
You put .deals.casual preppers. I'm going to screw it up again.
Oh, /casual.
I got you.
I'll get it.
Okay. Next thing. And this was kind of something if you guys listen to our bug out series.
Yeah, the Bugging Out podcast.
It talked about the importance of a hydration bladder. Now, I didn't really consider this a lot. I was like, I do have some, and I'm like, should I put, I always had considered putting it in my bug out bag, but I do now because, man, it's such a convenience to have a way to just, you're not going to be hiking along a river. You're not going to always have access to water. So when you do use that filter and everything, you can just fill up your bladder and carry it with you and drink it along the way, which is such an awesome ability. So it's kind of dumb not to just have a bladder in your bug out bag. It doesn't weigh anything. It doesn't take up any space. It's just sitting in there empty, ready to use. And the ones that I like the most, obviously, are the ones that have the inline filtration. So you can just stick a Sawyer Mini on there, fill your bladder up as you're walking, fill your other bladder up.
To bladder.
Yep, bladder to bladder. And so this allows continued movement and you don't have to stay near a source of water because you might just fill it up and then you can you can keep going along your way and you don't have to worry about water for a few days.
It's all just you keep mobile constantly. You don't have to like even just having a big water bottle, you got to reach around, you got to find the damn thing. You got to take it off.
You got to put it up your mouth.
Yeah, you got to put it up your stupid mouth. You got to put the stupid lid back on. You got to put it back
It's
on.
going to block your view for a minute while you're drinking.
And that's when.
So the thing is, you got that inline sucker, just put it in your mouth, just keep on walking.
Keep on trucking.
The other thing I use, those bladders are kind of nice to wash your hands and stuff too. Because you just sit there and it's just great. That's all around a good thing to have.
Yep. The next thing is to keep your bag updated and rotated.
Yeah.
Updated and rotated.
Spin it around.
Yeah. It's so crucial, man. Obviously, we talk a lot about, you have to update it for the seasons. So your clothing is the biggest thing, right? So in the fall, right now is a good time. We're at that point. Go get your bag.
It's no different from your food, your regular home food supply.
Yeah.
You should have it on the same schedule.
Yeah, the schedule should be about the same. You've got to update from the T-shirt or something that you have in there to a long sleeve shirt or, gloves and hats and things that you don't really need in the summer, right?
Getting older, getting fatter. I've talked about this a couple times. Like I went through one of our bags that we made when we first got married, and like the sweater was like a midriff sweater,
Exactly.
and the shoes didn't fit. They were like DC shoes, like nothing to be.
I found out the same thing with my kids. We did it like 3 years prior.
They're the worst.
And then we go in there like none of the clothes fit.
A month later, and
like,
they're already bigger.
So you have to continually. So there was one place that said make sure every month you're updating. I'm like, that bull crap. I'm not doing it every month. I got a life. Twice a year is sufficient. Every 6 months, go in there, check the food. Is it expired? Do you need to rotate new stuff in? Obviously, the clothing, does it fit? Obviously, also, you learn and you experience more, and you get more gear, and you get more skills, so you can sort of update different things because of what you've learned, right? And also just every 6 months going in and refreshing your mind on what gear is in there. What do I have in there?
See if
right?
your list is,
check
goes
your inventory
along with
list.
your bag.
So just make sure that update, that rotate is happening.
Yeah.
Every 6 months.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Waterproofing.
Yeah.
So if there's anything Kobe and I have learned when we go out to try bug out bag, a gear, go camp, every single time it rains on us.
In the desert.
And so, seriously.
In the freaking
Hasn't
desert.
rained for 55 years. We go out there, boom.
Pouring.
Monsoon. So the thing is, all of your gear, all that work you've done, you've got to make sure that it's protected from the elements. It's going to rain. It's going to rain on it. I'm telling you. Or you're going to cross a river. So, but there's ways that you can, you can waterproof your gear with the easiest things, obviously, having like a rain, like a bag that, like my bug out bag has a little built-in rainfly, yeah.
Bag condom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So those are really nice, but not every bag has that. So you could just throw in a garbage bag.
Yeah.
You can put all your stuff in that.
Which has a bunch of other uses too. Anyway.
Puke in it, poop in it.
Gather water.
Yeah, everything.
Shelter.
Gas. Just fill that bag full of gas.
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't eat through it at all.
But there's other ways too. You also should look at sealing the bag in other ways. Through the seams, across the zipper and stuff like that, you can use beeswax. And there's a lot of other compounds and sprays that you can use to kind of waterproof that outer pack.
Beeswax.
Beeswax.
Is that mine? That's none of your beeswax.
But yeah, you can guarantee that your clothing in there and the fire starting gear and all that stuff is going to get wet if you don't have a plan to keep it protected.
Yeah.
So make sure and waterproof that bag in some way or another, or have a way to cover it.
I like that one, Cameron.
That's a good one.
This one feels slightly redundant from one of the others we've done, but we're going to do it again because it's so damn important.
Yeah.
Quick access pouches, removable pouches. Kind of similar to what we were talking about
tons of bags
earlier.
have that MOLLE webbing. I don't use it enough.
I like the MOLLE webbing. I do worry about having too much shit on the outside of my bag.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I do too.
It goes like it's stuff flapping around.
But
like
I think
crazy.
the pouches is where that's the best way to utilize that.
We're talking about like the first aid kit and all your other kits. Having a removable or quick access first aid kit, it's so important. It can mean life or death getting to that quickly and pulling it out quickly. Again, like what if somebody they fall down a ravine and it's like, I need to go help them, but I don't want to take this 35-pound pack down with me. I can just pull out this quick access pouch, slide down
Throw
there.
it down there.
Yeah, figure it out.
Just take off.
I hope it goes well.
It's like a grenade.
Yeah.
Unplug, unstrap, and throw it down there.
It's like you can be more agile, you can be quick with just those little packs, and again, it's like I need to start a fire, and then you just throw over your fire starting pouch and let them go after it. You know? So, anyways, just a good idea.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to have those too.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably one of the most important things,
Yeah.
which is all the things that I talk about are the most important things.
That's right, yeah.
Right. But no, this has taught me more than anything. Hike and use your pack. Yeah. Like use the items in there. Understand what they're used for, how convenient they are, and how you can actually combine them into other like tools. And Kobe will talk about that a little bit more of using, one item to cover 3 or 4 different uses. But it familiarizes you with like the location of everything in your bag and helps you to know how to put it all back together. If you keep kind of that same way of building your bag, knowing where it is and taking it out and kind of remembering all of that, then
Yeah.
you're not going to lose your stuff as easily. The other thing is like it helps you to kind of figure out where and how to distribute your weight better. If you're actually hiking with it, you can feel like if the strap's going to work for you. Do you like the feel of the backpack? Does your back start aching after 10 minutes into the hike? So it's the only way that you're really going to learn how your bug out bag is going to work for you, and if you need to shed weight, and if you need to redistribute stuff through the bag.
Yeah.
And we've talked a bunch of times about the like gear use. Like if you don't know how to use it, if it's still wrapped up in this package, maybe you have a duplicate and you know how to use it. But if you're just throwing stuff in there because you're like, I know that this is a good thing to use, and you've never used it,
Yeah.
you probably shouldn't throw it in there.
Yeah.
Like you probably find something that you know how to use, have used, and know that it's like worth taking up the space in your bag.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
So get out there, hike with it, try your gear out, unpack and pack it up so you kind of get a feel of where everything should go and where it normally is so that you can get to it quicker and stuff like that. So
Yeah, and again, I think it's just that extra.
use and abuse it.
You feel better when the actual emergency comes. You're like, I've done this.
Yeah, I know
I've
where it
been
all
here.
is. And,
Yeah.
and it helps you too. Like when you've unpacked everything, like wherever you're staying, you're like, I know where this stuff goes. Like, it's not there.
Yeah, exactly. I like that. Okay, this is a big one too. Have a way to make some sort of quick on-the-go repairs to your pack, as well as your shelter system that you've got, whatever that might be. Again, we talked about what if you blow a seam or a zipper? That could be a huge issue.
Break a strap.
There's so many things.
Strats.
Pull a
strats.
strats muscle. Having a way to do some simple repairs, and like I'm not saying you got to take a Singer sewing machine with you, but even something as simple as some duct tape.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to be the best, but if
Quickest, easiest, best repair tool ever made.
How many times have we, and again, it may not be just your pack. Maybe you've got a tarp or something for your sleep, for your shelter system, and it gets a hole in it.
Yeah. You're strapping it up and it tears like
Throw some duct tape on that thing and it's good, at least for the next 72 hours, right? Have a way to do that. Maybe you go out with like a sewing or a repair kit or even a zipper replacement, which are pretty small and lightweight, right?
Yeah.
They make those patch kits for that stuff. We've gotten them in battle boxes.
We've gotten
before.
so many repair things that I'm like, it's dumb to not have them in a bag.
Needle and thread stuff, even stuff that you could do with leather.
Yeah, they have those easy repair zipper things. Yeah.
So it's something to consider. Have those repair kits. They're cheap. They're really lightweight. Pretty simple to use. If nothing else, throw some duct tape in there.
Duct tape, man.
Yeah.
You can even waterproof all your gear with that.
You can, man.
So.
Yeah, for sure.
The other thing is, remember, it's not just wilderness survival.
This one, to me, I have to constly remind myself about this.
Same.
Constantly.
That's where that inch bag starts to creep in. Is because I end up building an alone episode type bag. Like, I'm going to be out there on my own forever. And so I build this bag that's made for never coming home. And that's not what your goal is here. So remember that this bag is probably one that most people are just going to throw in their car when they go either to in-laws or to a hotel or something like that. That's what's most likely going to happen.
That's right there. It's so hard to remember.
It is. Because you got this survival mentality and you're like, and it's a lot sexier to build like this bag that you're going to like, this is going to keep me alive and I'm going to be like the kid on Hatchet.
Yep. Exactly.
And so there's nothing wrong with that, but like, think practically, like what is most likely going to happen and where, when you throw this bag in there, what tools in that bag are probably going to be the most helpful. So building that bag, not just for wilderness survival, is really important. The other thing with that is like the essentials in there, you're going to add some of that stuff that helps just your everyday.
Yeah.
Remembering the survivability C's, Cam, Kobe, all that stuff. That stuff's going to apply to most scenarios, but also like your EDC gear that you're not only that you don't have on you. It's some things those tools that are just going to make life easier.
Yeah.
When you're going out and staying in a hotel, like some cash and some documents and stuff like that. So
yeah, I like that.
Build that bag for what's most likely going to happen.
Yeah, you
The zombie
obviously
apocalypse is pretty rare.
you may end up in the wilderness staying for 3 days to get away from people. Like it's definitely possible. So be ready for that. But probably most likely you're going to go to like a Motel 6 in the
It'll
next
be nice to
town.
have that pack though that's ready to go that has all the
Exactly.
stuff that's above and beyond what you'll need. But you have it.
Yeah, exactly. Multi-use items are key. Dual use, crossover items. All this stuff is so good because it helps you keep the weight down and it helps you free up space, right? Get creative with some of your gear so that it can cover more than one use, right? Obviously, a multi-tool is the ultimate in that. That's why they're so awesome.
Yeah.
Because you can fix stuff with them. You can cut stuff. You can open a
I have a
bottle.
Boker one that has like it's like one of those massive
Yeah.
Swiss Army.
Yep.
But it's got a lot of stuff that I'd probably use. So
even just things as simple as like a tarp can be your shelter. Plus, it can be water catchment. Plus, it can be a rain cover for your pack if you need it, right?
Exactly.
There's a lot of different things you can do with that. A survival knife can be for fire starting. It can be for self-defense. It can be for cooking. It could be for, a lot of different things. Duct tape, we talked about, 1 million uses. Cordage, probably 1 billion uses for that stuff. Mylar blankets.
trillion uses.
I had trillion uses.
Yeah.
Bandanas. So just consider those items as more useful than something that just does one tiny little thing.
Yeah.
Right?
The bug out bag is really one that you have to find like dual and triple use items because you have such small amount of space.
Yep.
Yeah. The on that note, the tarp.
Yes.
So a lot of time, tents are way nicer to sleep in.
Oh yeah.
You just pop it up, you're ready to go, zipper, it's all nice, and it's got a tarp on the bottom. Yeah. But really, those are going to take up a lot more space.
They do, man.
They're
huge.
They have poles that weigh more, and you just can't pack them very tightly. You're gonna save a lot more time and a lot more weight by just going with a tarp.
Yep.
And again, like Kobe was saying, it has so many other uses. So ditch the tent. Get the tarp because it's one of the best like multi-use items. Ground cover, shelter, waterproofing you and your gear, water collection. You can't do those with a tent. So that's one tip is like, most people with a bug out bag are probably not going to be packing a tent, but you don't know. I don't know what your bug out location is and what your bug out plan is. Even if it is going into the forest, I would ditch the tent and go with the tarp.
And for me, this doesn't mean that you can't use a tent because in my mind, if I'm bugging out, depending on the situation, say I've got 10 to 15 minutes to get out of town or out of my house, I might take that extra 30 seconds, grab a tent, throw it in the back of my truck, as well as getting my bags, right?
Yeah.
And so you're double covered there.
Yeah, you already have a tarp and...
Exactly. You've got a tent. So that's not to say that you necessarily can't have a tent on your bug out, but in your bag, it's probably not the most practical thing to have.
Having it strapped on there, it's not worth it. I would save that space probably more for like comfortable bedding or something.
Yeah, for sure.
But again, that's even going a little above and beyond.
Yeah, it totally is. Something to think about too is cash, cards, documents. Right, this gets overlooked pretty frequently.
It does.
But having copies of important documents in your kit could save the day, depending on what your situation is. And that's things like driver's licenses, passports, maybe some medical information, maybe even bank information.
Baking goods,
yeast and whatnot. Recipes.
Oh, I've got
So you can have that on a flash drive, or you can just have physical copies of this stuff. That's great, right?
Yeah.
Again, you don't know what the situation is going to bring, and having some of those things could like save your bacon
Seriously,
somewhere.
if you're bugging out, you're abandoning all of that.
Yeah.
That you might come back to, and it's gone or burned down, or the flood swept it all away, and all your stuff went with it. So
yeah, and you don't know what kind of situation you might get into, like it's some like FEMA camp or Red Cross camp, or you lose a kid somewhere and you gotta have proof that that's you know what I mean? There's so many different things that could happen. Just having those things are really important. The other thing is obviously cash. We talk about 1 billion trillion times. If you're actually using this bag, things are to the point where debit and credit cards are most likely not going to be working.
Right.
If you're actually bugging out with this bag. So having cash for those first 72 hours is going to be massively helpful.
Yeah.
Because people are going to accept cash. They're not going to accept your American Express.
Yeah.
So have some cash in the bag.
Yeah, I think those are great items
Yeah.
that I don't have enough of in there.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a copy of all my cards and things like that, but I don't have them in my bag.
Exactly. So that was kind of our last big tip, but there's a couple other ones we could maybe just quickly talk about.
Yeah, I think so. So the other thing, like these are some other little key items. We didn't go into much detail, but we'll want to mention like power supply and power routing.
Yeah.
Having a way to charge your primary communication device,
Yep.
which is your phone.
Huge.
Like I have like little power packs everywhere. Throwing one that's ready to go. I think the best one is the Batrix, man.
Yeah, they're nice.
That thing is so nice because
simple and easy.
It has both plugs, so if you have a weird friend with an Android phone,
We've all got one.
yeah, I was that. I probably still would be that. But it's nice because that little battery pack that stores away. How many years? 5 to 8.
I think it's 5 years. Yeah, 5 to 8 years. Something like
And
that.
so it's ready to go. But you need to have a backup power supply for all those things. Charging phones. It's got typically has a light or something on it. So super useful. Something I think it should be included in every bug out bag.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know if we want to talk about these other ones, but the last one I
Just wanna go through real
do
quick.
want to talk about is putting some hydration mixes into your pack.
Oh, this is perfect. Perfect.
Because on the go, you need to stay hydrated. And what easier way to do that with like quick boom hydration pack, put it into your bottle, shake it up. You're good, right?
It sounded like you had a
I had a little bit of a lisp there for a second. I
How do I-
noticed it too. I noticed it too. I don't know where it came from. I just rolled with it. That's why I added a little bit to the
Oh,
end there,
man.
right?
Yeah.
It is.
I
what it
don't
is.
call you out as much.
That's all right. I'm good with being called out. It's funny. Funny stuff. So, like, obviously, what we recommend
What we recommended hydration packs.
hydration pack. You want to stay hydrated, buddy. Widow
I love it,
hydration pack.
hydration.
We obviously prefer Element. LMNT.
It's that cold that's getting you.
I know it really is. Because if you didn't know, electrolyte deficiency and imbalances, they can cause headaches, cramps, fatigue, weakness. And who wants that when you're bugging out?
Yeah.
Not
nobody.
me. Yeah. So as people who want to be prepared and ready for anything, the last thing you need is something that will slow you down when you need to be ready the most. That's why we at Casual Preppers have teamed up with the fine folks at Element. It's a tasty electrolyte drink mix with everything you need and nothing that you don't. We think Element is perfect, again, for bug out bags and EDC kits. I have it in both of mine now.
Yeah.
Both of them. It contains a science-backed electrolyte ratio, 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, 60 milligrams of magnesium, and 5 billion milligrams of num-nums. It tastes so good.
Yeah.
Okay? Casual Preppers listeners can get a free Element sample pack when you make any purchase through our exclusive Casual Preppers link. The sample pack gives you one packet of every flavor, Cam, and that is fantastic.
It's the way to do
Also,
it.
they offer a no questions asked refund on all orders. You don't even have to send it back. You say, I don't like it. Give me a refund.
Yeah. You're wasting your time.
Yeah.
You're not getting this.
This offer can be claimed by first-time and returning Element customers. So every time you go back and restock, use our link. You're going to get that free pack. Head to drinkelement.com/casualpreppers. Get your order, your free sample pack. That is drinkelement.com.
It's perfect.
Casual Preppers.
You can just stuff them all into your bug out bags. Try it out in the meantime.
It's beautiful. Hey Cam, we've got some reviews. We have the latest battle box. Man, it's always so fun when the battle box shows up. The first item in the box, in the basic box, we have a knife, you guys. Fox Edge, the FE044.
Oh, look at that wood.
Wood.
Mahogany.
Tastes like paint and wood.
See
All right. Pretty cool. Then we got
if anybody can get
Yeah,
that one.
Tell us if you know that one. The Ready Rope Micro. Perfect for a bug out bag. You know what I mean? Nice little.
Somewhere in there.
It's in there somewhere, I promise.
Oh, this is ready rope.
Yep. Then we have the Clean Freak Flusher and the Clean Freak Body Wipes.
Dude, I'm telling you, I'm
This is so
excited about
awesome.
these. I have them in my vehicles. I have them in my bags.
Yeah.
I've used them, and they're so nice.
Keeps one in his
I haven't
wallet.
used the beehole ones.
Yeah, I'm excited to use those.
I am too.
See how nice and clean
I'm
and
going to
fresh
use one
I get.
today.
Yeah, right after this. Then we have the Silent XL Utility Faraday Bag. That's pretty cool. Silent bag. We love those guys.
Yeah, this is nice.
They make great gear.
They do.
Then the Pro Box, we have the Barska Gladiator 10 to 30x 60 millimeter zoom binoculars.
Oh, that's this.
Yep.
You can see it. It's in the box right here.
Yep. And then the last item, knife of the month, is the Ruckin River Ogeechee.
Man, that is a big old knife.
Yep.
Got a
some,
nice sheath.
No doubt.
Whew.
And so that's the latest Battle Box. Mission 103, use our code Casual Preppers for a free knife. We also have the latest tack pack, Cam. The first item, the latest tack pack, is the Nomad Defense M-Lock Micro AFG and Rail Cover Combo. That is a mouthful. Yeah. You can't find it, but I promise it's there.
Look at all this stuff, man.
Then we have the Amend 2 Mag, 30-round mag, baby. That's pretty cool.
AR-15, M4, M16.
Then we have the My Medic Burn Pack. Ooh, burn.
Ooh, burn.
Yep, that's pretty cool. I like that.
That is a really awesome.
Then we have the TAC AR-15 Grip.
That's right here. Foreskin
Pretty
grip.
sweet. No, just a regular grip. And then we have the Falco Gunsmith Mat.
Oh, yeah, that big old...
Big old mat, big old tube.
Look at that thing.
And we have the Tactical Turtle Vinyl Sticker.
So much stuff.
Yeah. And the last item is the Sylvan Arms Gen 3 FSA.
Look at all this stuff.
Yep. So, anyways, use our code Casual Preppers. You're going to get a free item.
Man.
That's pretty cool.
That is a lot of stuff.
I know. I don't know how they got it in there, but they did it.
I don't know how they did that.
It's time for the quick and dirty medical tip.
So, real quick, I wanted to go over a few little, like, pre-packed, like, nice, organized items that you can either use to add to your FAQ or you can just throw them in your bug out bag.
Oh, yeah.
So, obviously, I'm a huge fan of My Medic just because everything's nicely organized within their...
we just got a My Medic.
We
kit.
did. And so that's a perfect example
Yeah.
of what you can get. So they have all these kits. They have burn kits. They have travel, hiker, pet med packs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, like a super easy way to just add additional medical supplies is to go to My Medic and check out their med packs.
And it's high quality stuff. It's not
Yeah.
that like cheap Band-Aid stuff that's going to fall off
Exactly.
in 15 seconds.
Exactly. And so a few other items that I've found on Amazon that I think are pretty awesome. This company makes a few different little pre-pack kits. So this is Rescue Essentials.
Oh, yeah.
I've talked about this one before. So this medication unit dose pack,
Ooh, I
it's
like
only
that.
$6.99 and you get 6 individual packs of 2 ibuprofen. And then you get 4 of aspirin, you get 6 packs of antihistamine, 6 of Tylenol, 4 of antidiarrheal, and then you get 4 antacids.
So is that like if you took one of each, is that like Cam's Cure-All basically?
That's basically it.
Right?
It's all in that pack.
Yeah.
So
It's pretty cool.
for like $7,
Yeah, that's
you get
awesome.
all of these individual things that you can add to other med kits or, or throw in a car or something like that. So they also make another one that's just ointments. So it has like aloe vera and it has Cam's Cure-All ointment, triple antibiotic.
Ointments.
But I like that. So you get several packs in a little pouch that you can use to kind of break them up and put them into different other packs.
Okay.
The other one is this one is also on Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
and it is the Travel Pack RX 73 tabs. So this one is for traveling, and typically it has to do with stomach problems.
Oh, yeah.
Diarrhea, constipation, dizziness, allergic reactions, and then Tylenol.
Nice.
So pretty cool little travel pack full of individual meds that you can throw in your travel bag or something like that. So I thought that one was cool. And then the other one, I think we both had this one on one of our lists.
Oh, yeah.
This is the
Coleman
Coleman
kit.
all-purpose mini first aid kit, 27 pieces. And inside this, you get 6 bandages. You get small bandages, butterfly, spot bandages, knuckle bandages.
Knuckle.
Yeah. Antiseptic wipes, steam relief, safety pins, antibiotic razor blade, and a reusable tin.
Yeah, it's cool because the tin could be useful in some sort of...
$5.50 for all this. So
They're losing money. There's no way they're making money.
I don't know how they're doing that. So that's a great one. One we've recommended on one of our lists. I think it was when we were building our under $100 bag. And then also on the list is the Dr. Kids acetaminophen pre-measured singles. I kind of like this because It's always a hassle to have a syringe and to like draw up the medicine and give it to your kids. This kit, I haven't looked to see if they have it for Tylenol, ibuprofen, but it's just like a little pre-filled syringe. You just pop the top off, squirt it in the kid's mouth.
That's cool.
And it'll say like 1 to 2 based on weight.
Yeah.
So much easier. So I think that's a really nice like med item that you can throw in packs. And then the last one on here is the portable travel pack, also on Amazon. This one is portable travel size first aid kit 10 pack. I really like this because it's like a really small little package, and inside that you have also little packages that have Band-Aids, sanitation wipes, burn gel.
That's cool.
I just like how clean it is. This one is a little bit more expensive. You might look to My Medic first, but I like how nice and clean and organized this pack is, that you can just, you get 10 of them, throw them in your vehicles and stuff like that. So
I like that. That's pretty cool.
So those are a few little things that I had found that I found were that I find
Did you find them?
that I find really nice to use. So yeah.
Cool. I like
Some of
that.
them I've purchased and I have like that last one. I don't have that one, but pretty cool stuff. Like it just makes it easy and organized way of having medicine and like little first aid stuff that you can add to your own first aid.
Yeah.
Or just throw in like a vehicle. So
That's awesome.
there you go.
That's our episode for today, boys and girls. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate you like crazy. Again, a call to action here. Take out your phone. Please send this episode to a friend who might enjoy it.
Yeah.
That haven't listened to us before.
Keep us alive.
That is the best way for us to grow and to get new listeners and to continue to do more content for you guys. We're doing our best to keep all this content free for you. That is our goal. One day that might not be the case. We might have to do, paid content. We don't want to do that. So
we don't want to do that.
continue to send out this podcast to friends of yours who might like
Your
it.
bishop, your pastor, your girlfriend, your concubine,
You ducked it.
whatever.
You ducked
You
it.
don't.
Do what you got to do. All right, guys. Thanks. Stay survived.